What's up, guys? Christian Hannah Horror here today with top 5 horror movies of the year 1999. You know, we blew through the 80s, and it was one of the most fun things we've ever done, and now we've blown through the 90s. I think we're gonna go ahead and go through the 2000 to 2009, and then we're gonna go back to the 70s, I think. We'll see. 1999, an interesting year. There's a very big movie that came out this year, and you're gonna see where that movie may fall on my list or not fall. We'll see. I decided to bring my buddy Rotten Roger back for 1999. You guys liked him so much in 94, I figured let's bring the guy back. So let's go over to Rotten Roger and get his number 5.
Christian Hannah Horror reached out to me again and said, hey, let's do this 1999 list. I know you like 1999. Yeah, I do. Let's talk about it. Number 5, Peter Hyams, End of Days.
That's right, it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger horror movie, and I had to jump at the chance to talk like Arnold Schwarzenegger and tell you about this film. If you have not seen this movie, you have to go out and get this movie right now. Arnold Schwarzenegger is trying to stop the devil from taking over, and it's a great movie. It's almost 20 years old.
Alright, enough of the Schwarzenegger. But seriously, Arnold Schwarzenegger in a horror movie. Gabriel Byrne is the bad dude, the devil, trying to bring the legions of the underworld into the light and take over. It's super fun. It's got Robin Tunney from The Craft. Schwarzenegger horror movie with Kevin Pollock. Either way, that Kevin guy is his buddy, and they have a really good relationship, and there's also a really fun scene with Arnold making his breakfast in a blender like all awesome buff 80s action stars do. Glorious. So you need to see
The End of Days. You have to see it. Please go watch the movie now.
Coming in at number 5 for me is going to be The Wishmaster 2. You know, I really like Wishmaster 2. I would say it's like 95% as good as like the first one, if that makes sense. Like, it's not as good as the first one, but it's really close. There's more Wishmaster movies after this, but I kind of think the buck stops here. Being honest, like, I don't really like 3. You know, but 2 is good. I really like 2. I think the makeup effects still look fantastic in this movie, and the story is good. So I gotta give it to Wishmaster 2. It's a good classic-style horror movie in the year 1999. So yeah, I like that there's still some kind of classic-style horror going on in this era. So Wishmaster 2, it makes it there for me. I kind of want to watch it right now, to be honest with you. So yeah, number 5 in 99 is going to be Wishmaster 2.
my number 4 film from 1999, David Cope's Stir of Echoes. You'll watch this movie. Let me put it down. You're gonna watch this movie, and then you'll never get the song "Paint It Black" out of your head. Kevin Bacon, he's like a closed-minded dude, and his wife's friend is into like psychic stuff. She taps into his dome and makes it so he's more open-minded, unknowingly making it so the spirit world can sort of communicate with him. And he goes on this journey trying to figure out why this ghost of this girl is pestering him. And it's a fun movie. It might actually be scarier than The Sixth Sense. Fight me. It's awesome. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Seriously, guys.
Coming in at number 4 for me is actually going to be The Haunting, and this one is going to make the list more so for like nostalgia purposes than anything. You know, look, it's not a scary movie anymore, but as a kid, you know, The Haunting really hit me in the soul. It was just a creepy, scary horror movie, and I wouldn't say it's aged bad. You know, you got a good cast in that movie, you got great actors in that movie. You know, watching it back now, it kind of pulls punches as far as really trying to scare you, but as a young buck, that movie was really scary to me. So while it's still an enjoyable watch, I wouldn't say it's a really scary horror movie, but you know, let's face it, how many movies do we watch as horror fans that really scare us, more so than just entertain us? So yeah, but you know what, in 1999, I do have to give it up for The Haunting. It's still a good movie, so there's my number 4.
My number 3, the Lloyd Kaufman Troma film, Terror Firmer. Yeah, Troma fans know what's up. It's a Troma movie. Pretty simple. Lloyd Kaufman plays a blind director who's making a horror film, and a hermaphroditic, I don't know the proper terminology, a hermaphrodite killer is offing the cast and crew one by one. Tons of nudity, tons of blood and guts, and people getting their heads smashed, and girls using pickles as dildos, and Ron Jeremy in a birdcage singing the national anthem or something. It's weird, but it's so much fun. It's an after dark film for me because I have children, so you have to wait until like 2:30 in the morning when you know they're not coming down for a glass of water, and then you watch that movie about once a year. go back and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is wild. If you're into really weird, off-the-wall stuff, definitely check that one out. I had to throw a monkey wrench in the plan for the 1999 films because there's a lot of normal stuff out there, and I thought this deserved to be on my list because, as Christian always puts it, I'm the titty guy. A movie with a bunch of gratuitous nudity had to end up on my list, plus it's wild. One other thing about this movie, Trent Haga, if that's how you pronounce his name, is in this film, and he plays the effects guy. He went on to be Killjoy in Killjoy 3 and 4. If you're Killjoy fans, that's a full moon loop-de-doop for you. So check this one out. That's why it was my number 3.
Coming in at number 3 for me is, this was a movie that I finally watched reluctantly. Not a fan of old school horror. Respect it, obviously, but just never really dive into it much. This is a remake, House on Haunted Hill. Yeah, I just loved this movie. I thought it was a perfect blend of, that 90s style and classic style horror. There's just some great artwork in this movie. There's just some great special effects in this movie. And it's entertaining as all get out. I mean, let's be real. It's a very fun movie. It's very entertaining, and that's really all you can ask for from a movie like this. It's not what I was expecting, and I say that in the best way possible. So House on Haunted Hill, a great movie, and I think Scream Factory, I have it over there. Scream Factory put this out, and it's awesome. So House on Haunted Hill.
My number 2 horror film from 1999 is the Jack Shoulder, I don't want to call it a classic, the Jack Shoulder sequel, Wishmaster 2. Not as good as the first film, but hear me out. It's still pretty rad. You get Zeus, Tiny Lister, as a prison guard. You get Andrew Divoff back as the Djinn. This was the last time he was the Djinn. Puts himself in prison because everyone in prison is desperate for something. It's witty, it's gratuitous, and it's a blast. I really like it. It gets watched frequently. It's a fun time. So if you've only seen the first Wishmaster, you should definitely check out Wishmaster 2 because it retains a lot of the charm, but it doesn't surpass the original. But it's fun. So check that out.
Coming at number 2 for me is probably one of my favorite 90s horror movies ever, Lake Placid. I adore Lake Placid. I think it's just one of the most fun movies ever. It's kind of in the vein of Anaconda. It's a big monster in the water, so to speak. Lake Placid was great. I really like the cast. It almost had like a Waterboy style cast a little bit. But the acting in this movie was good. I really liked it. I loved the alligator, obviously, the crocodile. Some of the scenes are just kind of like breathtaking when you go back and watch them. That thing was gigantic, I tell you. And obviously Betty White, is the one who's feeding him at the end. It's got a great ending. But yeah, Lake Placid is fun. F-U-N fun. That's the best way to put it. And it's got some insane scenes in it. People get swallowed whole in this movie. It's great. Lake Placid is fun. I think Steve Miner directed it, if I recall. So yeah, Lake Placid, just a great movie. I think it holds up. I mean, for what it is, I think it actually holds up. So yeah, Lake Placid, if you want to have fun and watch some crazy stuff go on, Lake Placid's your movie.
Number 1 for 1999. Because it dominated the Nightmare Junkhead bracket for us, Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez's classic, The Blair Witch Project. Had to be number 1 for me. And I know it's not going to make everybody's number 1 for 1999, and I'm aware of that, and that's perfectly fine. But for me, as far as an impact on the genre, a lot of movies come, a lot of movies go. And Christian and I both talked about this. A movie like Blair Witch Project will be here and will be talked about 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the road. It's gonna still get talked about and put in documentaries like how Psycho changed the game. This also changed the game. We got a lot of really bad knockoff found footage movies after it, trying to emulate the Blair Witch's success, but the Blair Witch, even though it did rip off The Last Broadcast just a bit, is still one of the greatest horror films ever made. Marketing was genius. I mean, I could go on for days about the stuff that this movie did right, the marketing that this movie did, and yada yada. Yeah, it had to be my number 1, and I would love to hear what you guys think about my list, where you put these films. If you have different films that made it into your 1999 list, we can talk about that. Let me know what you think of my list, and let me see your list in the comments. Let's talk about it.
Coming in at number 1 for me, maybe controversial, but I don't know. I mean, is it really? Because, like, obviously my number 1 is The Blair Witch. I think this movie, here's the thing. In essence, why this movie is my number 1 is because the first time I watched it, it got me. I mean, let's be honest, I just thought it was horrifyingly scary. Some people are going to say it's actually not a good movie at all. Some people say, oh, it's, know, yada yada blah blah, it ripped this movie off, it ripped this movie off. I'm not arguing with any of that. I'm not going to say it's a very well-made movie. I'm not going to say it is original, but I will say it got me. I mean, it really scared me the first time I watched it. I gotta give it credit to that. And the movie made a ton of money, and you gotta respect that too. I mean, there was a hype around this movie when it came out, and, you know, you can't do this kind of stuff anymore. They really sold the movie like it really happened. It's got its place in history, Blair Witch Project, and, you know, it's got a great symbol, that Blair Witch cross, you know. I've been wanting to get that tattooed on me for the longest time. Blair Witch, you know, it's a piece of history. It really is. It's a good found footage movie, in my opinion, and it's really scary. I mean, it really has a horrifying ambience to it that, you know, I really appreciate. And, you know, every now and again I have to pop that movie on just to go back and watch it, because the first 20 minutes, the build up of them talking about, you know, Burkittsville and this and that, it's great. I think it's got a great first act in the movie. It's my favorite part of the movie is the first act. So yeah, Blair Witch Project. I gotta give it up to Blair Witch for 1999. It takes it for me. But I kind of went back and forth with, like, Placid, so it was tough. And I was like, you know what, Christian, I know Blair Witch really does. I think it's gonna be, in another 10 years or so, it's going to be even more appreciated. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. That's my top 5 horror movies for the year 1999. So, yeah, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Please be sure to hit the bell and subscribe. That way you'll never miss an upload, and join the Christian Hannah Horror team. Until next time, thank you, Rotten Roger, for joining me in this top 5 list of 1999, and we will see you guys later.
But I suppose I should probably get going, because there's a lot of movies out there, and somebody's got to watch them, so why not me, right? Thanks for having me, Christian. I'm going to leave now. Meow.
You're still at
Oh. Meow.